Crowdfunding is in many ways old wine in new bottles. The things that we call crowdfunding today have been done before for many years. Just suddenly because someone came up with the word crowdfunding that we just use the word crowdfunding for it right now. Like donations. Donations have existed for long. Investing in companies, equity crowdfunding has existed for long, and doing it in a public way, approaching people in a public way, has existed for many years. Of course, it was reserved for the heavy financial industry, through intermediaries. It was reserved for the exchange industry. It was reserved for instance, in the US, you also had a process that was called direct public offering, but that was still reserved for people that had the resources to actually do the legal compliance to undertake such kind of process. Lending as well. Lending has existed for many years. It's just the disintermediation that is new, and all types that I described now, so an equity, a lending. It's the disintermediation that is new, because most industries, like lending industry and fundraising and trading industry of equities, they have operated through intermediaries. That means that if one party wanted to reach the other party, then you had to go through an intermediary. Whether it be a bank or a broker or an exchange, you had to go through another party. And since the internet came, you also saw in other industries that a lot of disintermediation happened. Airline industry, eBay, for instance, trading of physical goods, and it is now happening in those domains as well. So in lending and investing, so that you see the emergence of just internet websites that allow for people to connect directly with counterparties in a way that they know each other. People in my position, they would start to talk about risk like investor protection or protection against fraud. I don't want to use those kind of notions, because for me the risk is a business risk that is present in the market. By that I mean the fragmentation between platforms. It's very easy to start a platform, just a website, and you see a large amount of websites that emerge every month. I consider it a disadvantage that the market is very fragmented. By that I mean, I consider the disadvantage that the number of parties that are looking at one particular platform is limited. Especially if you consider it, for instance, for European platforms, most of them struggle to survive. But once regulations, I'm thinking, for instance, once European regulations will come into place, the market will open up. I think small platforms will have a very hard time then, because American platforms that have a huge internal market, that have a huge scale, will also be able to enter the European market as easily as a small player is operating in Europe already. And I think that presents a risk, that is representing a risk. Not that I don't like the American platforms, no. But there are a number of good things going on in Europe, and it would be quite sad if, because of their small scale and because of the fragmented market, if no good platforms can actually emerge just due to those market conditions. Opportunities, that's a personal statement. For me, I think it's a great thing. I think there are a lot of people like me that just use it whether to buy goods like reward-based crowdfunding, or to give to a project that you like donation-based crowdfunding, or to fund a small company with a very, very small amount of money, just because you like the project from a geographical point of view or from an interest. I think it's an opportunity for actually people that want to have some kind of, they have a large feeling of where they want to see where their money is going to. To actually have that opportunity, to have a window on the market, and to have that freedom to give to the project that you wanted to go to. Well, due to the new regulations now, you will start to see an emergence of platforms that will specifically comply with that and specifically test the waters to see what it gives. From a European point of view, I think it might be good to compare, because other countries will also come up with country-specific interpretations, or they already have them, or country-specific rules. And it might be good to see in different countries what works and what doesn't work. Perhaps also a number of countries that will have more liberal ideas and that will let the market choose whatever they want to develop. So that actually allows innovation instead of hindering innovation. I think in that kind of countries it will be interesting to see what kind of learning can take place, what kind of learning, because of that freedom and because of the possibility to have those innovations, what will actually emerge if you leave the market free. We can also learn a lot of that, not only the competition in terms of regulations that you will have between different countries, but also the competition between platforms that have the freedom to do whatever they want to do.